here at Madison Square Garden. Edmen Shahbazian, by the way, still the 9th youngest fighter on the entire roster at 23. Made his UFC debut 10 days after his 21st birthday. Imavov, 26, still a young man. Both fighters, no issues making weight. Imavov will have a 1-inch reach advantage. All right, now for the particulars, back inside to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Madison Square Garden Arena in New York City for UFC 268, Usman versus Covington 2. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a striker holding a professional record, 10 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 184.5 pounds. Fighting out of Paris, France, NASSOURDINE, the sniper, Imavov. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 11 wins, 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 185.5 pounds. Fighting out of Glendale, California, Edmen, the Golden Boy, Shahbazian. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Keith Peterson.
First assignment of the night for what is a light evening for the no-nonsense Keith Peterson. Brittany Palmer is with us here in New York City. What a night we have got at Madison Square Garden. NASSOURDINE IMAVOV, the -120 betting favorite. Edmen Shahbazian is the even money underdog. This fight clock is brought to you by Modelo. Shahbazian in black, Imavov in white. Shahbazian trying to make it a perfect 2-0 night for Edmond Tarverdian and the Glendale Fighting Club.
Imavov is so technical, man. He's so good standing. And honestly showed real improvement in the takedown defense. Shahbazian came to AK for a little bit because Rondon coach suggested getting out of the comfort zone because he grew up in the gym down in Glendale. So he was just a part of something bigger in terms of a team, not just built around Ed. And he improved in that time.
I read a quote from you, Daniel, today. You said he never ran away from a workout.
Nope, never did. Just was there every time. Worked out, regardless of how it went, he always showed up. And honestly, a lot of credit to Sean Bunch, who's running the wrestling at AKA right now, because he saw the improvement in Edmen Shahbazian.
Beautiful leg kick. Two in a row by Shahbazian. I was very, very impressed with Imavov after that Ian Heinisch fight. That was a big, big win for him.
Yeah.
And the way he did it. Again, as we were saying during the walk-in, he seems to be a man emerging into his potential.
7th UFC appearance for Shahbazian, who, by the way, is younger than Ian Gary, who just made his debut.
It's crazy because we've seen Shahbazian forever, and you forget how young he is. Before Imavov, he's one of the very few Russian Dagestan guys that don't wrestle. It's him and the kid that fought last weekend at light heavyweight.
Magomed Ankalaev.
Ankalaev. Those guys want to strike with you, and they're just as skilled. Speaks to the talented coaches they have over there in Dagestan. Another outside leg kick by Edmen.
Right hand over the top lands for Imavov. 2 minutes have gone by round 1.
Beautiful clinch there by Shahbazian, really lifting that underhook. And now we can try to wear on Imavov.
Imavov is covering his mouth in the clinch. Now framing him off.
You see that cut in and around that right eye area of Imavov.
And then Imavov corner, Fernand Lopez, but also the interim champion, Cyril Gane. I saw Cyril Gane in the hotel lobby the other day, and he's so much bigger than he is on fight night. He loses weight when he goes to compete. He's not 245 naturally, man. He's a big boy when you see him outside of fight camp. As Edmen drops to a high crotch chair. Look at that moving him. To see Edmen Shahbazian get a takedown would be, I mean.
He wants to wrestle.
Look at that. Oh, he's going to It's a tight guillotine there by Imavov.
Imavov's got it locked in.
Wow.
Oh, he got out.
And he got, look at that.
Beautiful job by Shahbazyan having the ability to push out of that.
And notice Shahbazyan, whenever Imavov tried to hip heist out, he was able to collect the opposite side to keep him flat and now end up in the guard. Great job by Edmen.
Look at this.
Imavov did it perfect there. He shoved Taverdyan's body towards his ankles. There's nothing to keep you in place there.
That was a nice left knee to the body by Imavov.
And if you've seen Shahbazyan fight, you know that if you can push a high enough pace, you can start to fatigue him because he fights with a lot of emotion. He's kind of tight. And that's where you saw him fade against Brunson. Shahbazyan needs to stay within himself here.
Imavov trying to create an angle. Big right hand lands for him.
Oh, crisp right hand.
Lancing elbow lands for Imavov. He is non-stop on the feet. 40 seconds in the round. Couple times Imavov has faked low and gone high, almost paid for it there.
You see that same style, right? For as much success as Fernand Lopez had with Francis Ngannou, now you're starting to see his style of fighter. You see Imavov when they break space, how he's bouncing in and out. You saw Cyril Gane pick Derek Lewis apart with that same type of style, where they go in and out on their own terms. They dictate to you, and then the frustration sets in, and then they end up finding finishes.
Late in the round, groin strike. We're right back.
So we're finding out that what caused that cut was actually an eye poke. And we're going to take a look at it right here. As Imavov moves in, see it right there. And there's some beautiful leg kicks by Shahbazyan. Two strong ones to start off the round. And there's another one. And here he was in a bit of trouble. Imavov had this guillotine locked in pretty tight, but Shahbazyan figured his way through it. And look at this crisp right hand over the top by Imavov. That's a nice left elbow inside the clinch.
All right, next Saturday, it is a spectacular main event on ESPN+. Former featherweight king Max Holloway faces Mexican superstar Yair Rodriguez. The main card starts at 4 p.m. Eastern. Make a note, prelims beforehand at 1 next Saturday, November 13th. All right, so while some of our viewers were in commercial break, Joe, you noticed that that cut for Imavov that they have attended to was caused by an eye poke.
Yes, it was caused by an eye poke, an inadvertent eye poke. Shahbazyan had his hands wide open, and that is what caused the bleeding on the right eye of Imavov. Shahbazyan with a good couple of right hands there.
Oh, nice right hand by Imavov.
Imavov is just so calm and collected in there.
And Fernand Lopez seemingly wants separation and not this, Daniel. Is that right?
Yeah, it looks like he's saying, get back to space. He knows that Shahbazyan's resting here. He's trying to take a break. And now he gets it on a leg.
Live odds always an interesting thing to look at in terms of what the odds makers think they're seeing.
You know, and for the most part, they're right. But there was one, John, where we saw somebody minus 1,000 and they lost.
Well, he's looking for a guillotine standing here.
Yeah. And it looks like he's starting to turn his neck. It looks tight.
He might have it.
Yeah, Shahbazyan did not react. Shahbazyan took a while to react to this choke.
Yeah, he let it go way too long, and he's free.
Yeah. Now he's back. Here's the problem. Shahbazyan's trying to wrestle him with his head on the outside. He should maybe attack single leg here, opposed to the high crotch.
So that's twice now Shahbazyan has put himself or found himself in a compromising spot, but he's gotten out both times.
And gotten out from really tight chokes.
Shahbazyan's trying to wrestle on one leg.
Again.
Yeah, now it's tight. And now Imavov is in that same choke. And he stopped Shahbazyan from rolling. Shahbazyan has rolled multiple times to get himself out of these chokes. This time Imavov was able to stop him during the roll.
Oh, that's so tight. It's tight. Go out. Look how red his face is. That kid has heart. Shahbazyan adjusted it. He made it even tighter.
Shahbazyan's got to attack the hands of Imavov. Start pushing down on the arm that's around the neck. There he is. Now push down on the hand. Keep attacking the hands if you're Shahbazyan. But Imavov's doing a great job of just settling his weight on top of it.
Shahbazyan is out. He has never been submitted. That still holds true.
That's incredible hard. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. That's another one. He's turning his head the correct way, though.
And attack the hands.
Yeah, he avoided the pressure. Wow. Shahbazyan's got some incredible heart and fantastic defense for chokes.
But every one of those hits at the gas tank a little bit. And now Shahbazyan's jumping the guillotine himself.
Look at this.
He's actually got it in the guard. Oh, good job by Imavov by getting off the side control. That releases all that pressure from the guillotine. And now you find yourself on your back if you're Edmen Shahbazyan.
Action right in front of us here. Shahbazyan opens the guard under 2 minutes to go, round 2. Oh, Shahbazyan just got opened up by an elbow.
Look at that, here comes another one.
Oh my goodness, there's another one. That's a heavy elbow.
It's when they post your head down, it keeps you flat on your back, and then you just drop and release. Lets you cut people up bad. Imavov got a big elbow off, and it opened up a massive cut on Edmen Shahbazyan. So once again, it boils down to risk versus reward. You try to take the guillotine, and now you find yourself busted and bruised on your back against a very tough NASSOURDINE Imavov.
Imavov just did a beautiful move to get out of the guard there as well. And look at him heavy on the top. And he moved right over the top there into side control again. This is a terrible position here for Shahbazyan and an amazing one for Imavov.
Knee on the belly there for a moment.
He's moving into a crucifix position.
Yep. It's nasty. He's got the crucifix going.
This is terrible here for Shahbazyan.
Shahbazyan's got to buck. He's got to keep bumping. And for Imavov, you take your time. Don't rush.
Oh, big elbow. It's going to be a long 30 seconds for Edmen.
Shahbazyan just is so stuck here. Such a difficult position to get out when you're tired.
Oh,
he's got to keep fighting. That's it.
NASSOURDINE IMAVOV. Welcome to the rankings.
I'm telling you, man, that guy is coming into his own. He's something special. And at 26 years of age, he just keeps getting better every time you see him inside the octagon. And this, I think, is his most impressive performance so far.
Best performance to date. I mean, that crucifix finish does not happen very often. But right here, look at Imavov. Look at this elbow. As you're grappling, your opponent's just dropping elbows. Beautiful elbow here landing. Right away, you see the cut open up on Shahbazyan.
Yeah,
and
these are nasty.
Yep, he's just posting the face and then just letting the elbow slide across. Nasty ground and pound. Edmen kept trying to get away, but there was no escape as Imavov puts on another fantastic performance. Let me tell you something. Anybody down around 11 to 15 or right outside the rankings do not want to see themselves fighting this guy.
That's a 5-tool player right there, NASSOURDINE IMAVOV, the newly minted UFC middleweight contender. And a lot of the elbow throwers talk about there being an art to it, right? Kenny Florian talks about sort of loosening up that arm and that hand a little bit to really torque it. NASSOURDINE IMAVOV getting the elbows going tonight. And all of a sudden, he's won 8 of 9 overall, 3-1 in the UFC, and he is going to take Shahbazyan's rankings when the new ones come out next week. All right, to make it official, inside of Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Keith Peterson has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 42 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, NASSOURDINE the Sniper